How are you, Dad?
Not too bad.
You go with the dragon lady.
1983, Los Angeles, California.
Morning, Mr. Spas. How are you today?
35-year-old Maureen McDermott,
I just need to get your blood pressure.
Nurse Mickey to her patients, has a reputation for caring.
She was a lovely person. She enjoyed life. She was quite the charmer also.
Lights again?
And she isn't just watching over the sick. There's 34-year-old colleague, Jimmy Luna, a lost soul with a short fuse.
Jimmy! What did I tell you?
Did you hear what he said to me?
I don't care what he said to you.
Jimmy Luna survived a terrible childhood.
Did you just go back to work?
He was given up when he was only 6 months old.
I care about you keeping this job.
The family that took him in really didn't want to raise him either.
She was probably a mother figure to him, and he would do whatever she asked him to do.
Mickey has an after-hours reputation, too. She runs with the rich and beautiful of the Van Nuys gay scene.
She started palling around with some female friends that had a lot of money. She'd go out with them, party with them, slowly getting herself in debt, trying to keep up with the Joneses. Mickey was making good money as a nurse, but one job wasn't enough to support the lifestyle she wanted.
Mickey knows about a second job that could help clear her debts. Trouble is, someone else has it. Fellow nurse Dwayne Bell looks after a rich client at night. The job would be the ideal earner for Mickey.
How'd you like to get even with Dwayne?
What do you mean?
I want you to break his arms.
I don't think that people really understand how really cunning that some people can be.
I need his night job.
And Mickey was one of those people.
This is his address.
Mickey's idea on how to get Dwayne's position was not to become a better nurse. Her idea was to have Dwayne's arm broken so he couldn't provide care.
So you'll do it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do it.
I need you to make sure he can't come into work.
The next day, a bright and breezy Mickey arrives at work, thinking her future is secured. Until
Morning, Maureen.
Hi. What happened to you?
These three guys tried and bust in last night and robbed me. I don't think they'll be around in a hurry.
Dwayne Bell was a big guy, and that wasn't going to happen.
Hey, you have a nice day.
You too.
Mickey's now desperate for money to sustain her party lifestyle and thinks new acquaintance, 27-year-old Stephen Eldridge, might be the answer.
He connected with Mickey because they had similar backgrounds in terms of they were both gay. He was a gay male, she was a gay female.
I'm moving in.
Amazing!
Amazing.
They became friends and got a place together.
Soon after Stephen moves in,
I need you to sign a few things.
Okay.
Mickey makes him an offer to co-invest in her house
Here.
as a handyman and landscaper. Stephen jumps at it.
She told my brother that she owned the house and, that she was taking this nursing job that was going to take her abroad and that she needed someone help fix it up. And they would eventually sell it so he could make a profit.
It was an older Spanish-style home, so it had a lot of character, a lot of architectural detail that, you can, really highlight. So he was very excited about it.
Stephen gives her $10,000. And to protect their interests, they both take out life insurance policies.
All done.
They had insurance on it, so if anything happened to Mickey or anything happened to Stephen, the other would inherit the property.
You.
There's just one detail Mickey fails to mention. She doesn't actually own the house.
Mickey didn't put Stephen's $10,000 towards the house. She just told him that she had.
But it is soon clear that they are not the ideal housemates.
Leave that stuff. I'll do it later.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
It's fine. I'll do it later.
He was a very neat and very organized person, and she was not the neatest person.
We need to talk.
Just months after moving in, Stephen wants out.
You okay?
I want to sell the house.
What?
I want to get out.
Are you serious?
I need the money. I want to get out.
But Mickey seems strangely reluctant.
She's dragging her feet on things and not wanting to do things and not wanting to, go forward.
Talk about this later.
Stephen eventually wanted to get his money and get out. This was a big problem for Mickey. She had to come up with a solution. The solution was not going to be favorable to Stephen.
California, 1985. The Van Nuys home of Mickey McDermott and Stephen Eldridge is about to go on the market. When 27-year-old Stephen is the victim of a brutal home invasion.
Man, shut up, I'm gonna cut you.
They basically stripped him down into his skivvies.
He was tackled, he was put on the bed, and he was tied.
Stephen has no idea who is attacking him or why. He only knows he has to run.
Somehow he broke free, and in the night ran out the back door, stark naked, and running down the street yelling, "Help me, help me."
Housemate Nurse Mickey offers the comfort for which she's renowned.
Thanks, Mickey.
Okay. How you feeling?
Not great.
And writes off the experience as a sad fact of life.
They thought it was typical gay bashing. Someone had followed him from the bar and just gay bashed him, and back in the 80s, that was okay to do.
I gotta go to work, all right?
All right.
Mickey's here?
But it's not a gay bashing. It's all Mickey's work.
Steve's out of the way. She gets insurance money. She gets everything that she wants and doesn't have to deal with Stephen anymore.
Her thug, Jimmy Luna, has again failed to deliver for Mickey. She sends him back with reinforcements, brothers Marvin and Dondell Lee. But this time, on April 25th, 1985,
He's not home yet.
Mickey will play a part too. First, she must look like a victim. She has Jimmy slice her chest.
She wanted to kind of organize and orchestrate how it was going to work.
Go wait downstairs.
She was drawing a picture the whole time. She was the Picasso of the murder. I mean, she was the artist.
Then, Mickey indulges in some self-harm.
To make it look like she had been battered, she slammed her head down on a desk, causing a significant hematoma. Hematomas can kill people. Unfortunately, that didn't happen in this case.
Stephen was coming home from a dinner party that evening, and as he was coming in the door, the two Lee brothers and Jimmy Luna were already in the house and jumped him.
Hold him, go!
This time, Stephen is outnumbered and overwhelmed.
Jimmy Luna proceeded to stab him multiple times.
done.
But Mickey's not finished.
Don't forget to cut off his penis.
She gives directions to Jimmy to go ahead and sever the penis.
She wanted him mutilated so that it looked like a homosexual murder.
Next, Mickey calls 911 and does what she does best. Pretends.
Her story was that she was home taking a bath, and these three men, broke into the house and drug her into the bedroom and cut her up and beat her up and then brutally murdered my brother.
Mickey thought she was so smart that she could pull off a murder and fool the entire LAPD homicide unit. But she left out one important thing. The temperature of the water in the bath gave her away. It was inconsistent with what she had told the cops.
Mickey claims the attack occurred 3 hours earlier.
It was obviously much warmer than it should have been. So she had drawn the bath before she called the paramedics.
Mickey is making all the wrong moves.
She says, well, I'll do anything you ask, I said, well, would you take a polygraph? And she said, I'll talk to my attorney. Mickey's response should have been, whatever you want, detective, I will do. Just make sure you find the person that did this to my roommate, That would have been what I would feel was a normal response.
The third strike comes from the Lee brothers. In return for immunity, they give evidence against Mickey and Jimmy. Jimmy Luna pleads guilty to murder and receives life without parole.
It's like she used Jimmy Luna as a stick or a knife, and Marvin and Don Dell as a sword and a hatchet. Those were her weapons. People.
In June 1990, Maureen Mickey McDermott is found guilty of first-degree murder and attempted murder. As mastermind, she's sentenced to death and remains on death row.
Mickey's criminal behavior is classic psychopath. She's not afraid to do anything. Murder, mutilation, assault, battery, lying, stealing. That's the mark of a psychopath.
Nurse Mickey had the world fooled that she cared for people. In truth, she didn't mind who she hurt.
This is a case of a really good guy getting something he didn't deserve.
Stephen was always the joy in the room, so there was a lot of people that loved him.
Now the world knows the real Nurse Mickey. A bright spark
Sherelle was a very vivacious person.
Can become a lethal flame
She'd go looking for a new thrill.
that devours all in its path.
Scott didn't have a clue.
In the farmlands of Canada's Ottawa Valley, 1990, Sherelle and Scott Dell are taking a fresh look at life.
Here, honey.
Thirsty work.
But great, hey?
I love it. And I love you.
Scott and Sherelle got married young, in their teens, and they had 3 kids fairly soon.
What's Eden up to?
They've left the city behind for a more wholesome existence.
Well, she ain't no city kid no more, ain't she?
They decided to come up to the Killaloe area, to a more rural environment. I think a lot of people moved to this area to have a little bit of outdoor living and to get back to nature.
Scott savors the country air. But Sherelle is soon bored with this clean living.
Sherelle was a very vivacious person. She was a very attractive person.
The 33-year-old goes looking for a little excitement, while her husband is left to care for the kids.
Scott was a very nurturing person.
That's my favorite story.
He was a very concerned parent for his 3 children and seems to have been a very kind individual.
Can you guess what Elmo's thinking about? Food.
He was a nice guy. He was a good father to their children, but that wasn't enough for her.
Sherelle makes plenty of new friends.
Hey. I was hoping you'd come over. I was hoping you'd invite me.
Scott forgave Sherelle numerous indiscretions.
She cheated on him throughout their marriage. He knew it, and he always forgave her.
His forgiveness doesn't entice Sherelle to stay. In 1992, she leaves Scott and the farm behind. By now, sleeping with other men is passé.
I think when Sherelle got what she wanted in life, it wasn't long before she decided she didn't want it, and she'd go looking for a new thrill.
This is a nice surprise.
37-year-old Nancy Fillmore catches her eye.
Nancy Fillmore is actually an interesting person. She had a master's in social work, so she was a very intelligent woman.
While Sherelle finds happiness, her ex-husband is blighted by tragedy.
Scott was actually diagnosed with throat cancer.
Sherelle shows no pity. Instead of standing by Scott in his hour of need, she moves in with her new girlfriend.
I missed you today. I like being missed.
It doesn't dampen Scott's love.
She put him through the ringer, but I mean, he loved her. He loved her throughout.
Even though they were divorced, Scott was still smitten with Sherelle. He would have liked nothing better than to get back together with his ex-wife.
In December 1995, it seems Scott gives up on the chance of a reunion and on himself.
Scott died at Christmas time. At the holidays, many people become depressed. And with the history of throat cancer, with the fact that it was the holidays, most people accepted the fact that he had probably committed suicide.
Before he dies, Scott declares his love for his ex-wife.
Scott wrote down a few thoughts and feelings in his last hours. He told Sherelle how much he missed her, that he wanted to be with her, that he wanted to hold her and make love to her.
Cheryl doesn't seem too moved, but her lover, Nancy, is.
Nancy begins to become increasingly unrattled. She becomes very nervous.
Nancy has a secret. It will change Sherelle's fate, but it will also seal her own.
What she should have done next was get in her car and drive away as far as she could from Sherelle, but she didn't.
The village of Killaloe in Canada's Ottawa Valley, March 1997. For the past year, Nancy Fillmore has been living with a terrible secret, but she can't keep it anymore.
Nancy told police that Sherelle had killed Scott.
It's a plot that starts months earlier, when Sherelle is unhappy with the terms of her divorce.
The divorce settlement left Scott with his farm, and Sherelle got the kids most of the time. She didn't want that. She wanted Scott's farm.
For a while, Sherelle thinks Scott's cancer will ensure that she inherits the farm. But Scott beats the odds.
Sherelle had thought that he finally would be out of her life, but then he wasn't because he had made a recovery.
So Scott had to go.
Sherelle hatches a plan.
Do you love me? Oh, you know I do. Then do something for me.
And convinces Nancy to help.
Nancy was very much in love with Sherelle, it's very obvious, and did what Sherelle wanted.
Just days after Christmas, 1995, Nancy buys a bottle of wine and some antifreeze.
It's a chemical called ethylene glycol that is actually odorless and tasteless. It has a kind of a fluorescent green color.
Nancy watched Sherelle mix the antifreeze in with a bottle of wine.
Hey, it's great to see you again.
Cheryl gives her ex-husband a little Christmas cheer.
Thank you for the gift.
She gave this bottle of wine to her husband as a Christmas present.
I'll call you later. We can talk about that dream.
And she urged him to drink it and think about her while he was drinking.
I can't wait.
Sherelle was always sort of
Either can I.
letting him think that maybe there was the possibility of reconciliation.
Scott returns to the farmhouse with renewed hope.
Hello?
It wasn't enough for Sherelle to give him a bottle of tainted wine. She wanted to make sure he drank it, and then he drank quite a bit of it that night.
Have a drink of that wine I gave you.
Yeah, sure.
Sherelle called him frequently, hourly, encouraging him to drink the wine, to put on the music that they used to listen to when they were in love.
It's good, isn't it?
It's great.
And periodically suggested to him that they might get back together.
As Scott pours out the wine, he also pours out his love.
Scott was taking notes of, his thoughts. He writes about their relationship and about seeing her as an angel.
His angel is doing the devil's work.
How's it going with that wine? I hope you've drunk the whole bottle.
I'm very drunk.
Scott didn't have a clue. The ethylene glycol is sweet. He was drinking wine. Nothing unusual was happening.
As the poison starts to take effect,
Tell me what you're feeling.
Sherelle listens in as her husband of 20 years fades away.
The symptoms of ethylene glycol poisoning begin at first much like those of alcohol.
I'll call you back later.
A person feels lightheaded and giddy. Their inhibitions are depressed. Sherelle knew that the lethal bottle of wine was starting to take effect. She could hear his words start to slur.
Scott?
Life is a gift. It doesn't last long.
And of course, Sherelle didn't do a thing to save his life.
Scott? You there?
She just allowed him to die.
After revealing everything to the police, Nancy Fillmore will be the star witness at her ex-lover's murder trial. But Sherelle will never let that happen.
Sherelle decided it was time to get rid of Nancy once and for all.
the master manipulator finds a new helper. Naive 16-year-old Brent Crawford.
Brent's parents were divorced, and Brent was having a hard time dealing with the divorce. He was feeling a bit alone in the world. He was looking maybe for some attention, and Sherelle became that someone.
I like bad boys, Brent.
I could be bad.
Sherelle convinces the love-struck teen to do her dirty work.
Sherelle did have the ability to find people that she felt like she could sort of possibly put under her spell. Brent was going to break into Nancy's apartment.
Off you go, bad boy.
And he was going to slit her throat with a knife.
But when he got there, he found her drunk on the floor, and there were candles all around her. So he tipped over all the tables and left, and the house burned down with Nancy in it.
Within the span of less than 2 years, 2 of the people who had been Sherelle's lovers were dead.
It's too much of a coincidence. And when police find out about Sherelle's new boy toy, they organize an undercover sting.
Brent said, "Yes, I killed a woman." He was trying to brag about what he did.
Brent Crawford is convicted of murder and sentenced to life with no chance of parole.
Brent, Scott, and Nancy are all tragedies in this case that Sherelle manipulated.
In 2001, Sherelle Dell is convicted of the murder of her ex-husband and pleads guilty to counseling Brent Crawford in the murder of Nancy Fillmore.
Sherelle was sentenced to life with no chance of parole for 25 years.
Men and women fall under Sherelle's wicked spell, but the only person she truly loves is herself.
Sherelle is a narcissist. Life is all about her, and image is everything. Scott Dell beat cancer, but he couldn't survive Sherelle.
Pay me by the deadline, or you going to jail.
When you have money, you can count on 2 things.
Money became more important than anything.
Others will want it.
The oldest motive on the books. Old-fashioned greed.
And you'll never really be safe.
This might be the true definition of a deadline.
(1982), Dean, Texas, ranching country. It can be a hard life if you don't have enough help. 41-year-old Jerry Sternadell needs a hand.
Jerry's having problems with the business, but it's the good kind. He's too busy. He can't keep up with all the accounting.
So tell me, do you have any bookkeeping experience?
No, but I'm really good with figures and I learn fast.
His wife, 36-year-old Luann, thinks her good friend, 25-year-old Deborah Lynn Baker, is the answer.
We'll give you 2 weeks to prove yourself.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sterndale.
Jerry's wife, Luann, begged him to take on Deborah as an accountant, but she had no background in that field.
Jerry is a tough boss.
You either loved him or hated him. He would do anything for you if he liked you. And if he didn't like you, well, watch out.
Jerry's first wife, Jeannie Walker, says his abrasive manner grew with his wealth.
Yesterday you were a half an hour late, and you promised me it would never happen again. You even what?
And he started treating people pretty bad. And he said, if you've got money, you can do anything you want to do. And everybody else will do whatever you want them to do.
wife Luann and her friend, know how Jerry can be. The girls are always there for each other if things get tough.
Great. Oh, wow. Oh, try it on. They were a lot closer than even sisters might be, you know, and everywhere Luann went, Luann was never without Deborah.
They start to hang out together. They start to go have a couple of cocktails together. They start to get to yapping, and they become what? BFFs.
For 8 years, it's a happy trio. Until 1990, when Jerry finds he has a problem.
All of a sudden, his checks are bouncing all over the place.
This can't be, Jerry says. This can't be. We're making a lot of money here. Why aren't my bills getting paid?
Jerry calls in an auditor.
There are some serious discrepancies here.
And the CPA said, Jerry, we've got some discrepancies here in the bank accounts.
How much are we talking? Around $35,000.
$35,000?
From this account alone.
He said, I found about $35,000 missing from one account.
There are a lot of transfers to Deborah Baker's account. Did you authorize those?
No, I did not.
The question is, was it a mistake or embezzlement?
It's unbelievable.
A furious Jerry confronts Deborah and his wife.
That's the date I go to the police if you haven't paid me every cent that you've been stealing from me.
What are you talking about?
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
He thinks they are in cahoots.
I know you're in on this.
Jerry gives Deborah a deadline to pay back the money.
It's taking me through the books.
He said, I damn sure better have my money back by Memorial Day.
Or he'll call the police.
He said he was going to have her arrested because she was embezzling money from him.
And file for divorce.
This might be the true definition of a deadline.
As Memorial Day looms, there's no sign of the money. But Jerry has something else to worry about.
Suddenly, Jerry becomes ill. He begins having problems with his stomach. He begins vomiting a lot. Lots of diarrhea. Lots of aches and pains. Something's wrong.
You'll be fine, honey. The doctor's got to keep you for a few more days.
It could be a viral infection, but only tests will tell. And it seems the virus is going around the ranch. A house guest, 19-year-old Tom Bradley, also falls ill.
I decided to help myself to some cran apple juice in the refrigerator.
Tom remembers it to this day.
Instantly, when I took a drink, it started burning. I would say probably within 10 minutes, I was sick on the floor.
He's sick as a horse. He was so sick that they took him up to the hospital.
Sharing the same mysterious symptoms, these two men have one other thing in common. The juice. It's Jerry's favorite.
Well, you've got two people sick, two people drinking the same juice. Now, either the juice is bad or somebody's making it bad.
Texas, 1990. Just outside of Wichita Falls, in the small town of Dean, millionaire Jerry Sternadel's battle with his bookkeeper is on hold while he battles a mystery illness.
He's got diarrhea, stomach cramps, really sick, throwing up, deathly ill.
Just be still now. Be still.
The day before Memorial Day, the money had not been put back. And Jerry mysteriously became very, very ill.
Coincidence? Jerry doesn't think so.
Trying to kill me. They're trying to kill me. They're trying to kill me.
We need some help in here.
He tells the medical staff the 2 women in his life are responsible.
When a person's sick in a bed, vomiting, fighting for his life, says he thinks he's being poisoned, they should be listened to. He's probably right.
We're just gonna get some lunch, honey.
Test results confirm Jerry hasn't got a virus.
He had enough arsenic in him to kill an elephant.
The thing about arsenic is, it just doesn't wind up in your system. Somebody put it there.
Doctors now know what's wrong with Jerry, but they can't cure him.
Once arsenic at a lethal level enters your system, there's no turning back. Once it gets into your organs, that's it. Arsenic is a terrible, terrible way to go.
They were going to keep doing everything they could, but he didn't have a chance.
Jerry dies on June 12th, 1990. Soon after,
Can I speak to the police commissioner, please?
the police receive an anonymous call from the hospital.
A man has died here in hospital, a millionaire by the name of Jerry Sternadell. He had very high levels of arsenic in his body. I think he may have been murdered. No, I don't want to give my name.
But police have little evidence until a teenager comes forward.
I had to go to the hospital.
Then Thomas, the kid who was staying over at the house and ended up in the hospital, he comes forward. Ha, listen, I got sick too.
Tom Bradley tells the police he got sick from drinking Jerry's favorite juice.
The vomiting and diarrhea and just out of it, just hurting.
Tom volunteers to be tested.
My test results came back at the late. I say, well, you definitely ingested arsenic.
So cops are interested in this, big time.
The police search Jerry's ranch. They find a trash pile, and lo and behold, a cranberry juice bottle. But there's something odd.
That cranberry juice bottle had soap suds on the inside. I wonder why they'd be trying to wash out a cranberry juice bottle that they're going to throw away.
It is a sloppy cleanup.
Inside the cap, they find traces of arsenic.
There's poison, but who put it there? Trash isn't the only thing the murderer leaves lying around.
A guy who owns a storage unit facility calls up police and says, I think you ought to get down here. He had someone who hadn't paid her bill. Well, he goes into the storage unit, and what does he find in there? He finds all kinds of documents relating to Jerry.
The police find something of even greater interest.
Hey, look at this.
They find a bottle of arsenic. What could be better evidence?
The unit is registered to Kathy Simmons.
Well, it was in a fictitious name, but the name had the address of Debbie Baker out in Holiday, Texas. That was Debbie Baker's address.
In 1994, Deborah Lynn Baker goes on trial for murder. Prosecutors argue she couldn't return Jerry's money, so she moved his deadline permanently.
The jury agreed that Deborah Baker poisoned Jerry to death. She had the ulterior motive, she had the means to do it, and the opportunity.
Deborah also wanted to help Luann, who was never accused of any involvement in the crime.
She did it to help out her friend, And she didn't want her friend to get divorced because she knew she wouldn't wind up with anything.
Deborah Lynn Baker is found guilty of first-degree murder. Astonishingly, she isn't sentenced to a single day in prison.
That should have resulted in a heavy prison sentence. But oddly, she got 10 years probation instead.
We were all stunned. After she had been given first-degree murder, then they come back with probation.
The surprise leniency comes courtesy of the jury.
Did Deborah get away with murder? And in some respects, she did. In other respects, she has to live with herself.
9 years later, old habits catch up with Deborah Lynn Baker.
When Deborah was on probation, she wrote a forged check in another county, basically a violation of her parole from the murder trial. For that crime, she was sentenced to 10 years in prison.
She gets ultimately 10 years for all those crimes. 10 years for killing a man and forgery. It's remarkable, really.